Hello students and welcome to today's lesson. If you are a student and you are preparing for your WAEC examination, please gather here because the topic we are going to treat today is part of what you will see in your WAEC examination. So today we are looking at writing, and under writing we are looking at informal letter. Remember, there are three types of letters. We have informal letter, semi-formal letter, and formal letter. Now, what is an informal letter? An informal letter is a letter we write to our close relatives, like our parents, our siblings, our uncles, our aunts, and our cousins, and also the type of letter we write to our friends, to our colleagues, that is your workmates, your schoolmates. And if you communicate with someone through writing, that is pen pal, when you write the letter to them, it's an informal letter, and so on. Now, what are the features of an informal letter? But before that, let me write it so that you'll be able to take notes. An informal letter is okay, let me put personal. It's a personal letter that we write to our close relatives, mean parents, siblings, uncles, aunts, cousins, and so on. Also, the letter we write to our friends. Okay, yes, friends, colleagues, that is your workmates, schoolmates, pen pals, acquaintances, and so on. Now let's read. An informal letter is a personal letter that we write to our close relatives, that is our parents, siblings, uncles, aunts, cousins, and so on. Also our friends, our colleagues, schoolmates, pen pals, acquaintances, and so on. Who are our acquaintances? They are people we don't have deep knowledge of, but we relate with them, but they are not our close friends. The letter we write to them is also known as an informal letter. Now let's look at features, those characteristics or things you will see and you will know that this letter is an informal letter. Features of an informal letter. One of them is one address only. One address. And this one address is the address of the writer. The address of the writer. And it should be written at the top right hand of the material you are using or your paper. The top right hand of your paper. It should be well punctuated. It should be well punctuated. It should be well punctuated. Now, let me give you a sample of an address so that you understand what I mean by well punctuated. Let's look at this. Now, 16 Silver Street, off Palm Avenue, Munshi, Lagos State, 22nd November 2025. Let's look at it closely. All the words that start this address should be written with capital letters. For example, look at silver, the S is in capital, street, the S in capital, off, the O in capital, P in capital, avenue, the A in capital. Then Munshi, the same thing. Remember, this is even at that, this is a proper noun, Munshi, name of a place. Then Lagos State is also a proper noun. You must start it with capital letter. Now, we'll continue to put commas until the end of the address. What's the end of the address here? It's Lagos State, where you put full stop. So when you come to the end of the address, you will put full stop. If it happens that I'm writing to someone in overseas, Lagos State will still have comma. But if I write Nigeria, that is where the full stop should be. Now look at the date, 22nd. You can see that this ND here is at the same line with 22nd, with 22. You don't put it up. If you put it up, it will look like position, no more date. Then the November should start with capital letter, because apart from it's part of the apart from the fact that it's part of what we are writing, that November is a proper noun. And remember, all proper nouns must start with capital letter anywhere at all in a sentence. So all the months of the years, wherever you are writing them, they should start with capital letter. Even days of the week should start with capital letter. And it's after the month that you will put comma. Some students will put it after the day, okay, but not. It's after the month you put comma. Then after the year, then you now put full stop. That is how to write a well punctuated address. And there is still another thing I want you to look at here. You can see that we use block form or block format. We didn't use slant because it's outdated. If you look at it, even though I did not use ruler, the whole thing is straight. This is because I wrote O under 1, and then M under O, L under M, and then these two under L. That is why it is straight, and that is how your address should be. Now let's talk about another feature. Now the second one is salutation. Salutation. So under this salutation, let me give you some of the type of salutation you should use. Examples. Remember, your salutation should start from the margin. Don't write it anywhere outside the margin. Some will start from here, dear. No, it must start from the margin. So let's see. You can write dear daddy. Remember, the D in daddy is capital letter. Remember to put your comma. You can write Dear brother John. This brother is used as title, so it must start with capital letter, because in English language, when you write a title, that title should start with capital letter. Just like when you are writing Mr., the M in Mr. or M in Mrs. should start with capital letter. So that's why this brother should start with capital letter and you put comma. Then you can also write dearest mom. Remember, the M in mom should start with capital letter. What if you want to write my dear daddy, or my dear sister? The M should start with capital letter. Then D should be small, and the daddy you are writing to should be capital letter. So these are the form your salutation should take. Alright, away from salutation, let's look at introduction, or the one we call greetings. That is number 3. Introduction. In the introduction, you ask about the welfare of the person you are writing to. We call it exchange of pleasantries. And you tell the person also how you are feeling. For example, see how my introduction is. You start with capital letter. This is what we call exchange of pleasantries. I started with, I hope this letter gets to you in good health. Full stop. How are you? Please, when you ask question, how is a question word. When you say, how are you, you must put question mark. And after question mark, no other punctuation. It's just like when you put full stop after a statement. You don't need any other punctuation because you have ended that statement. In the same way, we use question mark to end our question. And after that, no more punctuation mark. Then, I hope you are healthy. See, you can't say hope you are healthy. You will use I hope you are healthy. And you put full stop because it's not a question. Some students also make that mistake of putting question mark after I hope you are healthy. There should not be question mark because I hope is not a question word. It's just a statement. You are assuming that the person is okay. And then I also said I'm feeling great over here. That means I have exchanged pleasantries with the person. After asking him about himself, I also told the person about myself. So that is what we mean by greetings or introduction. Now the next one is, that is the 4th one, is body of the letter. Body of the letter. So in this body of the letter, that is where you tell your recipient the reason of your writing. And this body should be well paragraphed. That is, you will write in paragraphs. And not only writing in paragraphs, you should use adverbial linkers in order to link the paragraph so that what you have written will not be disjointed or incoherent. Okay, so this body, you should have first paragraph. You can have second paragraph. You can have third paragraph. Or even fourth and fifth. I usually tell my students that if you are writing any essay or letter, make sure you use at least 5 paragraphs. The first one for introduction, the third, the 3 for body, and another one making it 5 for conclusion. So the paragraph should be well arranged, well coordinated, and well punctuated too. Okay, now as you're writing your body, you should use, like I said, adverbial linkers. Let me write it so that you will take note of that. Use adverbial linkers to link your paragraphs together. Your paragraphs together so they won't be disjointed or incoherent. Okay, they will be linked together. And why is this so? Because when you are marking, or when we are marking, or when the examiners are marking your essay, they will look at the organization, and part of the organization is the way you link your paragraphs, the way you write your address, and all these features of an informal letter. You should write them well. Okay, now after the body, we now have conclusion. That is number 5. Number 5 is conclusion. Another conclusion, we have your conclusion should include maybe sending regards. You can tell the person, I'm hoping, or I'm looking forward to, or I look forward to hearing from you. Then you send regard. Please, when you are sending regards, make sure you mention the names of people you are sending regards to. Because in informal letter, it is assumed that you are sending regards to people that are known to both of you. So you can send regards here in the conclusion. Send regards to people known by both of you. Indicate this by mentioning their names. Indicate it by mentioning their names. For example, send my regards. Send my regards to Tope. James. and Tolu. So it's assumed that they are known by both of you. So you use their names to convince the examiner that you are sending regards to people known by both of you. Then how do we end an informal letter? For the examination purpose, you end it with yours sincerely and your first name. For example, you write, don't skip any line. The next line is where you will write it. Assuming this is where the line stops, then you start immediately from the next line. Yours sincerely. You put comma and then write your first name. If your first name is Glory, you can write it Glory and then put full stop. That is how to write complimentary close or subscription of an informal letter. Please, there is no apostrophe before S here, and the S in yours and that of sincerely should be equal, because the S in yours is a small letter and S in sincerely should also be a small letter. Don't make mistake of using capital letter to write sincerely. Is that clear? Okay. Now, there are certain things you don't do when you are writing an informal letter. And I will also tell you the tone and the language you're supposed to use. Even though we have closed it, let's talk about tone and language and certain things you don't need to do when you are writing an informal letter. So, tone and language. Like I said earlier, an informal letter is a personal letter. So your tone should be friendly, conversational, You can chat with whoever you are writing to. So it should be a conversational tone, an informal tone. Remember, it's an informal letter. Should be friendly. Your tone should be friendly, informal, and or conversational. Should be conversational. Okay. Now you should also use contractions. What do I mean by contractions? Use contractions. Contractions are different from abbreviations. Please don't use abbreviations when you are writing an informal letter. Examples of contractions are am for I am. Please, there is another mistake that students usually make when it comes to this am. If you want to use contractions for I am, don't use am. If they want to use am, this is the one they mean, they will use this. It's wrong. This am is always used with I. It's just like when you say he is. Instead of putting he there, you now use only is. Nobody will understand you. So this am we are talking about, even though it sounds alike, is this particular one that you should use. That is contraction we are talking about. Other contractions include, others are haven't, that is have not, there, That is they are. We've, that is we have. Can't, which means cannot, aren't, and so on. They are all contractions. In fact, it will make your write-up or construction to be beautiful. You use them in informal letters and not informal. Okay? You use contractions. And another thing, when you are writing to your parents, please be respectful. Have respectful tone. Your tone should be respectful when you write to your parents. Either your daddy or mom, use respectful tone. It is wrong to say something like, I hope you are swimming in an ocean of health. It is not necessary. Don't use those type of expressions. Okay? And then remember to use, like I said before, make sure you use respectful tone when you are writing to your parents. Even though you are chatting in informal letter, chatting does not mean that you can write anyhow when you are writing to your parents. Okay? And please make sure that you put words. Make sure that those words you use, when they are not English language, you should put them with, you enclose them with inverted comma. For example, if you want to put in Yoruba word there, to show the reader or the examiner that that thing is not an English word, please put it, enclose it with comma. Make sure that you put words that are not English words or expression in inverted commas. Make sure you put them in inverted commas. So these are some of the do's and don'ts that you need when you are writing an informal letter. Please remember, if you are new and you are enjoying this, hit that subscribe button so that next time you will be able to see how we'll continue. Because next time we are going to use a sample question on informal letter and a sample letter to show you how to write it. Please watch this from beginning to the end and then follow up with the next lesson. Please remember to subscribe for more. Thank you very much.